told you that the way most of us think about prayer is, well, fundamentally backwards? Today, we're going to dig into a really fascinating and kind of challenging perspective on this whole practice. We're not asking if we should pray, but looking at how we pray and what we might truly be asking for when we do.
So let me just start with a question I think pretty much all of us have wrestled with. Have you ever been there? You pray, you ask for something good, something really important, and then you just get silence. And you're left wondering, hello, is anyone even listening?
Well, if that feeling sounds familiar, the very first thing to know is you are so not alone. The perspective we're exploring today actually calls this a universal experience. It's a feeling that cuts across all beliefs, all traditions. It's just part of the human condition. Okay, so let's get right into it. Why does that silence happen? Our first section is all about digging into why even our most heartfelt prayers can feel like they just, well, fail. And this perspective is incredibly direct. There's no sugarcoating it at all. It states that everyone who uses prayer to ask for something has felt this sense of failure. It's not an exception to the rule, it's presented as a fundamental part of the experience, which kind of sets the stage for a totally new way of understanding it. So why does this happen? The idea we're exploring puts a few possibilities on the table. Maybe, just maybe, we're asking for something that would actually harm us in the long run. Or maybe we use that silence as proof and say, see, I knew it didn't work. But the most powerful reason offered, and this is the core idea we're going to unpack, is that we might be misunderstanding the very purpose of prayer itself. And that leads us right to the heart of the argument. This next part reveals that the real obstacle to our prayers isn't something external at all. It's a deep and often totally unacknowledged fear that's hiding inside us. And this right here, this is a total game changer. The proposition is that prayer isn't a cosmic shopping list. Its ultimate purpose is not about getting things, but about escaping from fear. It's not about changing our external world. It's about transforming our internal one. This slide just illustrates that inner conflict perfectly. On the left, you see the surface request. We ask for a symptom to be removed, heal my body. But on the right, that's the deeper issue. We might actually be terrified of what that healing would mean. This is called the threat to our thought system. Seriously, ask yourself, if you were healed, would you have to change your entire life? That underlying fear can be way more powerful than the desire for a cure. So if prayer isn't about getting what we ask for directly from on high, where in the world does the answer come from? Let's move on, because this builds into one of the most radical ideas presented. The answer comes through other people. The process laid out here is just fascinating. You can think of it like a flow of communication. First, you ask for help. You connect to that part of your mind that's linked to a higher truth. Step 2, that request actually extends from your mind into another person's, and what the text calls your brother just means anyone else. 3, the answer is given back to you through their words, which leads to the final crucial point. Your role isn't just to ask, but to be willing to actually hear and accept the truth when it comes from someone else. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? The answers we're looking for aren't lost out there in the cosmos somewhere. They are present, right now, in the people all around us. The real challenge is learning to listen for that truth in everyone we meet, not just the people we expect to hear it from. This brings us to the mechanics of how we actually receive that answer. This next section, the price of belief, explains that it all comes down to our understanding of giving and receiving. This table shows two completely different mindsets, and it connects directly back to that hidden fear we talked about. First, you've got the logic of getting. This is the logic of fear. It's basically trying to bargain with God. We set the price low, a quick, half-hearted prayer, but we demand this huge return. The result, we inevitably devalue whatever we receive. Now contrast that with the logic of giving. Here, the price is set high. We give our full belief, our full trust, because we recognize the incredible value of what we're asking for. And the result is that our return is proportional to the value we put in the first place. And this quote just brings it all together. By giving, you receive. That's the key, but the twist is in that second part. Receiving isn't about passively getting something handed to you. It's about actively accepting the truth when it's offered. It's a choice you have to make. Okay, so that brings us to our final section. Let's put all these pieces together and see what it means to truly ask according to this whole perspective. So, the ultimate prayer, it turns out, isn't a list of demands that we send out into the universe. It's actually an act of recognition. It's about recognizing the divine truth in other people, because in doing that, you finally allow yourself to find it within yourself. So it all comes down to one unified method for both asking and receiving. See the truth in everyone and deny it to no one. The promise here is that when you stop denying it to others, you get to share in everything. And we'll end on this final profound statement. This right here becomes the prayer. It's a declaration. By choosing to see the highest truth in another person, you are at the exact same time making a choice to discover it within yourself. So the question it leaves us with is this: what would change if our prayers became less about asking and more about seeing?